As part of CCSSE's 20th anniversary, we want to celebrate CCSSE's pioneer, Kay McClenney. In 2005, I was a doctoral student in the Community College Leadership Program at the University of Texas at Austin. And I remember meeting Kay for the first time. She spoke with our class about how student engagement just doesn't happen by accident, but it happens by design. And it has to be intentional because students don't do optional. This month, we honor Kay, who paved the path for CCSSE 20 years ago.
I couldn't be happier today to share our eternal gratitude for Dr. Kay McClenney, both professionally and personally. Her impact on the field is, of course, immeasurable, with a long history and tireless focus on student engagement, on optimizing the student experience, and catalyzing organizational change to equitably improve student outcomes. But she's also been an incredible mentor and friend to NCII, to Gretchen and to I. And we and the colleges and students we serve have benefited immeasurably from her wisdom, her counsel, and her support. Kay, thank you. And we look forward to many more years of working with you and learning from you all along the way.
Kay, I want to thank you for your vision in establishing CCSSE. I can't believe it's been 20 years. And thank you and the whole CCSSE team for your persistence in reminding us that engagement is key to more equitable student success, and that students don't do optional. So if we want success at scale, we have to offer every student an engaging experience in and out of the classroom. Your early insights have been repeatedly affirmed both by research on student success and by the experience of colleges that have been able to move the needle on student outcomes. I'm glad you're taking the time to celebrate your remarkable achievements, but I hope that you will please continue to shine a light on the student experience and what colleges can do to enrich it for all students. It's morning here in Chicago. As you can see, the sun's out for a change, so I'm offering in a wine glass a caffeinated toast to Kay and CCSSE for your great achievements and all you've done for me and the field. Cheers. Now finish your breakfast burritos and get back to work.
You know, when I took over as executive director for CCSSE, I had giant shoes to fill. The founder was Kay McClenney. Not only was she the founder of CCSSE, she's an amazing leader. And not only a leader at the University of Texas, but across the country. One of the things that she did so very well was help people think about what engagement was. But now we were at a time where people knew what engagement was. We didn't have to continue to define it. So it was what was going to be the next decade of CCSSE. And it really came down to thinking about, and a lot of that comes down to, what are you going to seek grant funding for? Because the administration of the survey really is a tool for the colleges. But then when you went out for grant funding, you were trying to think about the data on a larger scale, and what were the messages on a larger scale that you could use the data to tell a story about. And again, early on, the stories were always about engagement, but now we were past that. And so we wanted to understand in a more deeper and a more fuller way, what were going to be those stories. And more importantly, what did the public sector want to know about? What were the questions they were asking, and what could we help answer? So that's where, when I thought about the vision, that's what we wanted to help answer. What were those questions, and how could we help answer those questions that were being asked about community colleges?
Okay, Kay really took this lead, and I hope everybody knows that it was really her baby, and she took charge of getting funding.
Kay McClenney's vision was a very important part of this. Kay had been the evaluator for the League for Innovation's Vanguard Learning College project the year before. And in fact, one of the colleges that was a member of that Vanguard project was the Community College of Denver, led by her husband, Byron. So she was able to interact with these very innovative, creative colleges who were beginning to focus on ways to help our students be more successful. and ways to help them to learn. And she saw this firsthand in Denver. So she was very passionate. That came through very clear. This was really the beginning of the significant shift of thinking about our colleges away from just access to not only providing access, but actually taking some responsibility for the learning and the success of our students.
Kay and I think you know, over the years have become very dear friends, and she's my sister, and we've been through a lot together, and I am so proud of her vision for doing this, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to see CCSSE celebrating 20 years, because what CCSSE has brought to the community college field was not there. And it's been the opportunity, starting with the student voice and moving into the voices of others, to really learn from the experience of the people who are in our colleges. And the challenge for all of us is to say, okay, I hear you. Now here's what I'm going to do with that. Because we can have all the best policies and all the best everything, but until we know how people are experiencing it, we cannot know how best to move forward to meet the needs of our students. CCSSE has brought that, and I am so proud of CCSSE for that. I'm proud of Kay for starting it. I'm proud of everyone who came together to keep it going. And yes, she started with an idea of 3 years, but I just don't believe any of us thought it was going to be 3 years.
I think another way of thinking about what Kay said is success should not be left to chance. And that's why the question of the intentionality of institutions, and they can't allow it to be just a chance occurrence.